Whiskey is one of the most appreciated and traditional alcoholic beverages in the world, standing out for its rich flavors and the complexity of each sip. Within this select group, Jack Daniel's has managed to become a worldwide reference, offering a unique flavor with notes of caramel, vanilla, and a smoky touch that transforms each sip into a special experience. If you're a lover of good whiskey, perhaps while watching this video you feel the urge to pour yourself a glass of Jack Daniel's and enjoy its unique flavor. But have you ever wondered how this iconic drink is made? The whiskey-making process is an incredible experience that combines tradition, dedication, and precision to create each bottle. That's why today we'll take you to Lynchburg, Tennessee, the place where every drop of Jack Daniel's is made. Here we will discover, step by step, how this iconic drink that has conquered whiskey lovers around the world is made. From the careful selection of ingredients to the charcoal filtering and aging in handmade barrels, every detail of its process is part of a tradition that has lasted for over a century. So get ready because we're about to unveil the incredible process behind every drop of Jack Daniel's. Let's begin. Step 1. The key ingredients. It all starts with Jack Daniel's essential ingredient, water. This is no ordinary water, but water that comes from a natural spring in the famous cave of Lynchburg, Tennessee. As it passes through natural formations and rocks, these act as a natural filter, removing impurities such as iron that could alter the flavor. This unique purity gives Jack Daniel's its freshness and clean base, something essential to the character of the drink. Without this water, Jack Daniel's simply wouldn't have the same distinctive profile. After water, although you might not expect it, the other key ingredient is a mixture of grains, in which corn is the protagonist. In fact, corn makes up approximately 80% of this grain mixture, providing that soft and velvety sweetness that defines every sip of Jack Daniel's. The best corn is carefully selected to guarantee that unmistakable smoothness in every drink. Additionally, the grain mixture includes two key ingredients: rye, which provides a spicy touch, and barley malt, which introduces a subtle complexity that balances the flavor profile. Together, these three grains create a rich and harmonious base, the perfect starting point for what will become an exceptional whiskey. The water and this grain mixture will later combine in the production process to form 60% of the final whiskey, giving Jack Daniel's its unique body and smoothness. Although we must not forget about the alcohol, whiskey has a 40% alcohol by volume, so it is a key element that integrates with these essential ingredients in later stages. With the pure water and the grains in their exact proportions, everything is ready for the next step, grinding and mixing, where the true essence of Jack Daniel's begins to form. Step 2. Grinding and mixing. This is where the unique essence of Jack Daniel's begins to form. It all starts with grinding all the grains to achieve a precise texture. This step is crucial. If the grains are ground too coarsely, they won't release all their flavors, and if it's too fine, the quality can be affected. Every detail of this grinding is adjusted with precision to ensure the perfect flavor profile. Then, this mixture of ground grains is combined with pure water, creating the ideal base for the next stage, fermentation. A special and unique ingredient of Jack Daniel's comes into play here: the yeast. This yeast has something unique about it, and it's the same one that has been used since the beginning of Jack Daniel's, a tradition that has lasted for over a century and that contributes to the drink's unmistakable character. It's a seemingly small detail but essential that helps make Jack Daniel's a unique whiskey. The mixture of grains, water, and yeast is transferred to enormous wooden vats of almost 10,000 liters. Now you might be wondering, what are vats? Well, these are large wooden containers specially designed for the fermentation process. Why wood instead of steel? This is because wood allows the flavors to integrate naturally, adding a smoothness and complexity to the process that steel cannot provide. For several days, this mixture ferments slowly, while the yeast transforms the natural sugars of the grains into alcohol, releasing those sweet and spicy aromas that give Jack Daniel's its unmistakable character. This stage, known as the creation of the wort, results in a robust and aromatic liquid, an initial version of the whiskey that is still in its young phase. Each vat is precisely supervised to ensure that the process evolves optimally. At the end of this phase, a wort full of character is obtained, a rich and potent base that is ready to move on to the next step in its transformation into the authentic Jack Daniel's. Step 3. Distillation. In this stage, the fermented mixture goes through the distillation process, where the alcohol is extracted and the flavors are concentrated. For this, Jack Daniel's uses copper stills, large tower-shaped containers that are heated to cause the alcohol to evaporate and separate from the rest of the mixture. The copper helps to remove impurities and refine the whiskey's profile. During distillation, the mixture is carefully heated so that the alcohol evaporates and then condenses into a clear liquid known as the white dog, still without the final color or complexity, but full of potential. This clear liquid needs a special touch to achieve the smoothness and balance characteristic of Jack Daniel's. In the next step, known as charcoal mellowing, the whiskey begins to absorb the distinctive flavor and smoothness that set it apart. This unique process allows this liquid to be refined, eliminating any harshness and developing the nuances that give Jack Daniel's its unmistakable character. Step 4. Charcoal mellowing. This is where Jack Daniel's reveals its unique character and sets itself apart from other whiskeys. Before aging, the newly distilled whiskey undergoes a special filtering process known as mellowing, a seemingly simple art that requires absolute precision. What does it consist of? The distillate is slowly filtered through a 3-meter layer of maple charcoal in a process that lasts several days. This filtering not only removes impurities, but also smooths the whiskey, giving it the balance and complexity that characterize it. The maple charcoal acts as a natural filter, removing any harshness and highlighting the sweet and smoky flavors that are so appreciated in every sip. Why maple charcoal? It's not just tradition. This type of charcoal provides a smoothness and a sweet touch that perfectly complement the flavors of the whiskey. Every aspect of this process is carefully controlled. The temperature, the filtration speed, and even the quality of the charcoal to ensure that each batch has the exact smoothness that Jack Daniel's demands. This mellowing step is, without a doubt, one of the secrets that give Jack Daniel's its distinctive profile. Once the whiskey has passed through this filter, it is ready to continue its journey towards aging, with a flavor profile that already reflects the smoothness and depth that characterize it. Ready to discover what happens when the whiskey comes into contact with wood? Let's move on to the next step. Step 5. Aging in barrels. Now is the time when the whiskey begins to reveal its true character. After filtering, the distillate, which at this point is still a clear liquid, is poured into white oak barrels, handmade especially for Jack Daniel's. How does this liquid transform into the golden elixir we all know? The key lies in the barrels, which are carefully charred on the inside. This charring allows the whiskey to absorb the smoky flavors of the wood and take on its characteristic golden hue. During the aging process, which can last between 4 and 7 years, the wood gives the whiskey its notes of caramel, vanilla, and toasted oak. Over time, the distillate slowly absorbs these flavors, becoming richer in depth and complexity. Each barrel is unique and contributes something special. As the seasons change, the wood expands and contracts, allowing the whiskey to breathe and absorb the nuances of the oak. Even the barrel's location in the warehouse influences the final flavor, as factors such as temperature and humidity affect the aging process. This slow and careful process is essential to create the balanced and rounded flavor that defines Jack Daniel's. Now, with the essence of the wood impregnated in every drop, the whiskey is ready for the final phase before reaching your hands. Step 6. Quality control and bottling. After years of resting in carefully selected barrels, Jack Daniel's whiskey finally reaches its ideal maturity. But there's still a crucial step before it's ready for the world: quality control. This is where master distillers, true flavor experts, evaluate each batch with meticulous dedication to ensure it meets the brand's high standards. How do they manage to keep each bottle with the same distinctive flavor? It's not just a matter of technology. It's a blend of precision, experience, and a keen sense of taste. These experts taste the whiskey in search of every characteristic note, the sweet touch of caramel, the hint of vanilla, and the toasted oak profile. This inspection process ensures that only whiskey that reaches Jack Daniel's level of excellence moves on to the next step. Thanks to this meticulous quality control, each bottle preserves the essence that has made Jack Daniel's a true whiskey legend. Once approved, the whiskey moves on to the bottling process, where each bottle is filled and sealed with precision to ensure that the product arrives intact and at its peak freshness to your hands. Every step in this final phase is carefully monitored to preserve the unique quality of Jack Daniel's. Now, let's see how this whiskey travels the final stretch of its journey to reach you. Step 7. Transportation and final enjoyment. With bottling complete, the whiskey is ready for its final journey. From the distillery in Tennessee, each bottle is carefully distributed to ensure it arrives in perfect condition in every corner of the world. So, every time you uncork a bottle of Jack Daniel's, you enjoy the fruit of a meticulous process that ensures consistent quality and unparalleled flavor, no matter where you are. Every drop in that bottle has traveled a journey of selection, tradition, and dedication, ready to offer you a unique experience in every sip. From the selection of the finest grains to aging in oak barrels, every step of this artisanal work is designed to provide you with an exceptional whiskey with a smooth, balanced, and deeply distinctive profile. This journey, which begins in the lands of Tennessee and culminates in your glass, is made to offer you an unparalleled taste experience. Of course, while enjoying Jack Daniel's is a pleasure, it's important to do so in moderation. Balanced consumption allows you to appreciate every nuance and enjoy its richness without excess. Now that you know the entire process behind this legendary drink, tell us, were you surprised to discover this incredible process? Do you feel even more a fan of Jack Daniel's after discovering every detail behind its unmistakable flavor? Leave your answer in the comments and cheers.